Alright, welcome back. Today we are creating a custom Modal window. So this will be one of those windows that pops up and sits over the top of our content. And we're going to make this from scratch, so hopefully it's not too lengthy. I'll just fast forward when I'm typing and I'll explain what I'm doing as we go along. We've just got a placeholder page at the moment with a bit of text on it and nothing. So we'll start off with the HTML of our Modal, then we'll add the CSS and then some JavaScript to make it show and hide itself. Alright, starting off with our Modal button. So we'll just use a regular button and we'll call it, need to give it an ID. So the ID will be Modal. That's a bit confusing actually. The ID will be Modal button. Alright, so that's our button ID so that we can grab that with JavaScript later on. Maybe I'll do the JavaScript as we go so that we know which is connected to which bit. Open Modal. And then you can see the demo here. We should have an open Modal button, which does nothing at the moment because we have not attached any script to it. So we'll just type some script as well. Hopefully my keyboard's not too noisy. And we'll want to grab our button, which is Modal button, make it easy to remember in our script. So the Modal button, actually give that a var. I think you can do let as well. We go var Modal button equals document get element by ID lowercase and then our brackets and Modal button. So that means that this var Modal button will attach itself to this button ID when we click it, but we haven't told it to do anything yet, so it won't do anything. I'll just add some comments in here so we know what it does later on. Open Modal. Hopefully this is not very long, this tutorial, but I guess we are creating a whole Modal from scratch, so it might be a little bit long. Now we want to create our actual Modal that will be hidden and shown as we click the button. So we'll call that div and also an ID of the Modal. This is the Modal, and we'll give it a class as well so that we can easily style it. And then within this we will want content. So this will be the hidden and shown div, and then the content you can set to whatever you like, really. I don't think this one needs an ID, so we can probably get rid of that and we'll just add, did I say class? That's a bit random. Modal. It's hard to type code and talk at the same time for me. My brain can't do two things at once. Why did I do class again? Okay, this is going to be Modal and then Modal content not equals. Man, can't type today again as usual. Now we will want a close button, or you can do a span, I guess. Close Modal, put an X there. We can put an emoji X actually. I like emojis. Emoji X. See what this looks like. So all we have here is the open and the X at the moment because this is just being shown normally. And then for content we will add some more some text to our Modal. So currently the Modal just looks like this, it's all flat. I'm not going to go into massive styling on this, we're just going to do basic show and hide. So let us connect now to our Modal, which is basically this again, but we're going to grab the Modal and assign it the same variable. So the Modal in script equals get element this Modal here. Now we want to hide the Modal and then show it as we click. So we need to hide this Modal first because we don't want it showing up until we click the button. So we want to add Modal and we want to go display none. That gets rid of that. And then as we click this button, we want to set the display of Modal to block, which is what its default is. So we want to connect to our button here. Where did my code go? I'm cheating over here because I can't remember the exact code. No cheating. All right, so Modal button, and then we go on click. We're going to add an on click, and then we're going to add a function to this. And within our function, we're going to say Modal, which is the Modal, should I say? And then we're going to change its style, and we're going to change the display of the style to equal block, and then put that there. And now, if we click this, reload, it's now setting this to display block when you click it. So that is our Modal displayed block. And now we wanted to attach to this X. So we'll give this an ID to make it easier. close modal. This is probably confusing because I've used a dash and then an underscore. We'll grab this as well, which is at get element by AD, close modal, and this is close modal. And now we want to do a button. We actually want to do an on-click event on this close modal to change the display. So we go close modal equals, no we don't, we go close modal dot on click equals, and it's basically the same as this top function here, because we just want to change the display to none, because that will then, this shows it here, and then this should hide it. And that is a basic modal open and close we have here. Now we just have to make it look more like a modal, because all we have is just a div sitting in the middle of the page. I think we'll first set the close modal style to show a pointer so we know we can click on it. So we'll go cursor pointer. So now if we open and then we mouse over, open, mouse over, so we get a little pointer there instead of a text area. So we know this is then clickable, and let's style this modal. Modal. So if we want the modal to sit over the top of the content, the easiest way to do this is position, and we want it to set it to fixed. So fixed will usually sit right in the top left corner unless we don't give it any specific dimensions. So we want to then sit it on top of the content with Z index and 1. So everything's usually set to Z index 0, so everything will be behind it. And we want to go left 0 and top 0, and then we want to set the modal to width 100% and height 100%. So it should fill up the whole window. Let's test this out. Open. Yeah, and now we have it sitting over the top, and it's sitting over the top of our content. But we can see that this is looking a little bit weird because you can see the underneath content still. So we will set a background color which will hide all the content underneath, which will be RGBA, and then 4 zeros and 0.5, so it should set to about half. Reload that. Yeah, and now that will actually, I say actually too much, that will set the background of this, so we could even make it a bit darker than that. I think we'll set it to 2, open, oh that's actually lighter, I think 0.8. Open. Yeah, now we can still kind of see the background, but you can tell that it's sitting on the top. So open and close. And as we have the modal inner content, which is here, we'll just set that to be a little bit more padded in by setting the margin and the padding on this one. So we'll set the background color on this. We probably want a solid color for this, I guess. I'll try with background 444 and color CCC and see what that looks like. I usually we'll just test these around a little bit. Yeah, so looks a bit not good. Now we'll just set the margin on this to margin 20% and automatic, which should set it 20% from the top and be centered. So that's 20%, but we don't have any padding on this yet. So we'll also set the width to 80% to get it right off the sides there. Open. Okay, so now it's kind of centered and in the middle, and it's sitting on top of our content, which is good. And that's kind of really it. I mean, you can keep styling this modal and make it look however you want. Probably want some inner padding there as well. Padding 20%. We'll just do padding 20 pixels. And even just doing that makes it look a little bit nicer. And then you could right align this X over here and put a title here and whatever content you like in there. And that's pretty much the modal. So this is actually, I know I said actually again, this is the modal, and once you open it you can't get rid of it unless you click the X. You can actually set it so if you click around here we'll get rid of it as well, but I think we'll just leave it at that for today as it's probably quite a long video already. Anyway, thanks for watching, like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Open the modal. Open, close, open, close.